Hello everyone, hi, welcome to Friday Fire Fitness with me, Gemma Parsons. I'm going to take you through the next 30 minutes. We're going to do a fantastic body weight programme this morning that's going to get your weekend off to a fab start. So the great thing about it is purely body weights. You don't need any equipment at all this morning. If you have got a mat and you're on a hard floor, that's always useful. And just make sure you've got a tiny bit of space around you, but we'll be working on the spot for most of it. So just make sure that you've got a clear area so there's nothing you're likely to trip over and injure yourself. Make sure you've got a drink with you because we're going to be running the main part of the session for about 20 minutes and then we're just going to be breaking in between each exercise, so we're not actually going to stop for a break over that 20 minutes, so just drink when you need to. And also what I would say is just watch your technique with this. So the idea is that you do a number of good quality reps and not speed through them too quickly or with poor technique, so otherwise you're going to end up getting injured, which is the last thing that we want. So we'll start off with a quick 5-minute warm-up, then we'll go into the main part of the session and then we'll finish off with some stretches at the end. So the whole thing will be about 25-30 minutes. So if you're all ready, we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up to get things moving. So we're going to start off just by opening up the top half, the chest muscles. We're going to take the arms behind, so you're changing your hand position very slightly, so palms facing down to palms facing up, and we're squeezing the shoulder blades together in that move. So when I turn from behind, you can see the shoulder blades are really working and we're getting everything moving with that particular stretch. Okay, then we're going to do some very simple squats to overhead reaches. Very shallow squats because we haven't really warmed up yet, but we're going to swing the arms, use momentum to help you carry through the slight movement. Big reach up, keeping the feet nice and flat on the floor. We shouldn't be coming up onto the toes at all. Nice solid base to work from. So big reaches up. We'll do a couple more of these. Okay, then from here we're going to do some walkouts. If you can, keep the legs straight. We want to push the hips backwards to touch the toes if you can. And we're going to walk out, keeping the legs straight. We're going to work a high plank, so you're going to hold that just for a second. And then you're going to walk up, touch the toes, up to standing. And we're going to do 3 of these in total, so 2 more to do. So walk out to your plank position, little hold, and then up to standing. The last one, little hold, and then walking back up. Big extension. Okay, next up we're going to be on the floor. We're going to work a quad position. We're going to start off just by checking that we're in the right position for this. You want to make sure that the hands are directly underneath your shoulders and that your knees are directly underneath the hips. We don't want to be either leaning too far forward, too far back, or with our legs out of position. So just make sure that you're in a good start position. Opposite arm and opposite leg is going to come up away from you, keeping the hips nice and level and controlling that balance as you lift and extend the arm and the leg. Should be a nice flowing movement. Keep your breathing synchronised with the movement if you can. Couple more on each side. Lovely. Okay, from there we're going to pop onto our backs and we're going to get the legs working with some toe touches. So we're going to start off with a 90-degree bend in the legs and just take the toes down to the floor. So just tapping the toes, then back up to that position. Okay, one more on each side. Lovely. And then we're going to take our feet to the floor, feet together, knees together on this one. Then you can have your arms out to the side. If you want to progress this stretch, you can have your arms up in the air, but for this one we'll just put them to the side. You're going to twist through, take the knees all the way to the floor, and then twist through. It's just a twisting, it's a hip roll movement, so we're just twisting and turning from side to side, trying to keep the shoulders connected with the floor and using your core to control those turns. So a couple more each side. 3, 2, 1, and time there. Fantastic. So we should be feeling a little bit warm now. You don't want to be massively out of breath on this one because the main session is going to be fairly full on. So hopefully you're feeling nicely warmed up. Grab a quick drink, give everything a little shake out, and I'll see you in 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back. Right, so we're all nicely warmed up. We're going to go into our session. So we've got 10 exercises that we're going to do this morning. 10 exercises. We're going to do 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest. We've got a nice little rest time in between. 10 exercises. So we're going to go 1 through to 10, and then for our second phase of it, we're going to go 10 to 1. So we're going to go backwards, back up through the list of exercises that we've done. So we're going to start off with our trusty timer. It's all set. 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, 20 rounds in total. And this morning we're going to start off with some very straightforward squats. So body weight squats, starting in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So squats, make sure the feet are turned out very slightly, that the knees are tracking in that nice line which is over your second and third toe, and that you're sitting back into that squat position. You can keep the arms static if you want to, or you can bring them back, that's entirely up to you. Squeeze the toes into the floor as you lift up, so you squeeze your glutes, and time there. So that was our first exercise. Next up, we're going to be on the floor. We're going to do renegade rows next. For those of you who've worked with me before, you'll be familiar with these. You're working a high plank position, and you're going to be pulling the arm up towards the chest, keeping that nice plank position without twisting the hips, okay? So you're using your core to hold you. So off we go. So just check your hands are underneath your shoulders, and you're going to lift and pull. Again, with these things, make sure you synchronise your breathing. Last few seconds, 3, 2, 1, and time there. Okay, our next exercise, we're going to be on the floor, on our backs, kind of. We're going to be working some Russian twists. So we want to make sure there's a gap between the feet and the knees, then we've got to hold that position. Your Russian twist, you're leaning back, and you're twisting from side to side, bringing those shoulders across the body. So going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So take the hands all the way across. Try and keep the legs as still as you can. The stiller they are, the more your core has got to work to control your body position. So keep moving nice and smooth. Get into a little rhythm with it. And time there. Fantastic. We're up on our feet next. We're going to do some alternating squats now. So you're going to work, you're going to step out to the side, squat down, feet together, step out and squat down again. So alternating squats. You want to make sure that each execution of your squat is using good technique. We don't want those knees to be turning in or the feet coming off the floor. So off we go, alternating squats. So sit back, feet together, step out, squeeze the glutes as you come up, squeeze your bum, step in, step out. Last few seconds. And time. Fantastic work. Good job. Okay. Next up, we're on our fronts again. We're going to run some mountain climbers next. So we're working that front position, our high plank position again. You're going to be bearing a lot of weight on the shoulders with this one. We're going to bring the knee up and underneath and then back down again. Quite a slow movement. We're not going to go too fast with this one. We're going to go nice and controlled with the legs. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So bring the leg underneath the body, little hold, and then back out. Try and keep the bum down if you can, and bring the leg underneath you rather than lift the bum in the air to bring the leg in. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, we're on the floor for some crab toe touches now. So our crab toe touches, you can work on your bottom if you need to, or you work up, across, bringing the feet, the opposite foot to opposite hand, keeping the feet, the bottom off the floor. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, off we go. We're nearly there now. And time there. Fantastic. Okay, so we have got next up some squat pulses. So for this one, we're going to assume that squat position, so slightly turned out, slightly wider than hip width, and we're going to sit into the squat, but we're going to do a squat pulse. So we're going to keep low, and we're not going to come out of it for the 30 seconds. It's really going to work. You'll feel it in the glutes, you'll feel it in your quads as well on this one. So if we're ready, 3, 2, 1, off we go. So keep nice and low. Just check that those knees are out, that they're not turned in. Feet completely squashed into the floor, your toes and your heels evenly balanced, and just squat pulsing, just pulse, pulse. Try and keep nice and upright if you can, don't lean too far forwards. And time there. Good, just give it a little shake. Okay, we're back on the floor again. For our plank position, we're going to do shoulder taps. So again, make sure your hand is directly underneath your shoulders. So when you lift up, you've got that nice body position. Your bum is down, your hips are forward. You can make it easier by going wider with your feet. If you bring them closer together, then that makes it a bit harder. So you're going to lift, tap the shoulder, and then back to start. Nice and controlled. Don't just spend your whole time slapping your shoulders. So nice and controlled. Try and limit rotation through the hips as well. And time there. Okay, we're on to our backs. We've got some alternating V-sits now. So we're going to start off in an extension, full extension. We're going to come up, opposite leg to opposite arm. Lift up, and then full extension. It's really going to work the abs, this one. It's going to get the core working. So we are off we go. We've got 2 more. This one, another exercise. before we go back through those 10, but in reverse order. So these will become quite familiar in a minute or two. Really try and use your abs to lift and time there. Okay, our last exercise, we're going to do some squat kicks. So we're going to squat down and kick, squat down and kick with the other leg. 30 seconds of squats and then kicks. Okay, we've got 10 seconds rest left. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Squat down, kick, squat and kick. If any of you can hear that beeping, that's because the oven timer is beeping, which means the kids' tea is probably ready. But we're not going to worry about that. Okay, keep going. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time there. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to go and switch my beeper off. We're going to be ready for round 2 in about 30 seconds. Okay, welcome back. As if by magic, the kids have been fed, the kitchen's cleared, and I'll do the last little session with you. So we're straight back into it. We've got that. We have that 30-second break. We're going back into our squat kicks, which is our reverse, going back up the list of all of our exercises. So ready for our squat kicks in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Squat down, kick forwards. Squat down, kick forwards. That's good. Keep that nice rhythm. Squat down. Good form for those squats the whole time. Knees chuck out, feet planted into the floor. Last few seconds. Fantastic. Okay, we're on the floor. We're going to do our alternating V-sits next. So that's where we've got that big full extension. Like I said, these will come back to haunt us. So you're going to lift up, opposite arm to opposite leg, working the trunk muscles. Okay, so I've got 10 seconds of the rest. Ready to get working. Okay, and off we go. Alternating V-sits. If you struggle to get the leg up, then just bring the knee in a bent position towards the hand. Otherwise, as straight a leg as you can. And time. We must be on our fronts for something. What is it? Shoulder taps. So shoulder taps next. So that high plank position. Hands underneath the shoulders. The hips are forwards but braced. We're working a high plank position for the whole of it. Your chest should be forward, so we don't want to see too many rounded shoulders if you can help it. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1, off we go. Tap the shoulders and limit any rotation through the hips. Last 10 seconds. Should really feel the core working. Should feel some heat through those muscles as they try and stabilise. And time. Okay, we're up to standing. We're going into our pulse squats. So our pulse squats, small movement but nice and low. You're keeping nice and low in that squat position. And make sure you protect the knees, making sure they're turned out. We're not turning the knees in, feet flat on the floor. Okay, so ready positions, 3, 2, 1, off we go. So sit back and just squat pulse. Nice straight back. Leaning upwards, we don't want to be leaning too far forwards. and just control the pulse. Last 3, 2, 1 and time. Okay, we are into our crab toe touches. So on our backs, so from the bottom, or ideally bottoms off the floor, and the leg comes towards you for that crab toe touch. Play around with the hand position so you don't hurt your wrists on this one, but otherwise you're keeping up on the wrists. Okay, off we go. When you watch these back, you can see how many times I missed my foot completely. But for now, we will aim to get it all done. Last few seconds. And time. Okay, we must be on our fronts now. We've got our mountain climbers. So back on the front, holding our high plank position, bringing the legs underneath, but just alternating. So a little hold and then extend. Okay. So ready positions, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Last 10 now. Let's keep those legs moving. Keep your core braced and nice and solid. And time. Fantastic. Up to standing for our alternating squats. So we're stepping out side to side, working that squat movement. Stepping out, squatting down. So you're sitting back into that squat. Going quite wide with the feet. Okay, ready positions. Going in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Fantastic, last 10 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, back on the floor for our Russian twists. So our Russian twist, working those trunk muscles. Keeping the legs nice and still. If you want to progress this, just take the feet off the floor a little bit to balance, but try and keep the legs still as you move from side to side. Off we go. So if you want to take the feet off the floor, just try and keep them nice and still. So you're not using momentum to carry you through, you're actually using those muscles to control the movement. Fantastic, we've got 2 more exercises to do after this one, and then we'll do a nice little stretch out. And time. Okay, we're on the floor on our fronts for some renegade rows. So again, really working the shoulder muscles today, the back muscles and your core as well. Everything is having to work to hold you in these positions. So renegade rows, elbows tight into the side of the body, and imagine you're pulling a weight up towards you, which is what you can do if you have got them. Off we go. So if you have dumbbells, you can lift those dumbbells up towards the chest, squeezing the shoulder blade together at the top, And again, limiting that rotation through the hips, so the core is really working hard. Last 5 seconds. And time. Okay, last round now, last one. We're going back into those squats. So nice, straightforward, simple squats for the last 30 seconds. And then we'll have a little stretch. Okay, 10 seconds of the rest left. Find your foot position. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Really squeeze the glutes as you come up. You should have relaxed tension through the body on all of these exercises. So your whole body is working, but you're not tense. Your shoulders are down, your chest is out. Relaxed tension. Okay. And time there. Give everything a shake out, grab a drink. I'll see you in a second or two for stretching. Okay, so great job. We're going to finish off with a little bit of stretching just to stretch out the muscles. Now they're nice and warm. So we're going to start off with a quad stretch. So lie down on the floor. We're going to pull one leg up behind us. You can have this leg straight or bent. It's up to you. Either works. And then just work the back of the leg until you feel the pull through the front of your bent leg. Just going to hold that for a little while. And then from there, we'll roll onto our back, take the same leg across. And then you should feel the stretch through the outer thigh of that front leg that you've bent. Okay, from there, pull the knees into the chest. And we're just going to rock from side to side, just very gently, just to roll out the lower back. Okay, from there we're going to change legs, so switch sides. We'll go back to that first stretch, pull the leg up behind you and feel the stretch in your quads through the front there. And then from there, onto the back, that same leg across, pull towards you. Should feel a nice stretch through the outside of the thigh. And then we're going to do the knees to the chest again and just roll a few more times of this nice lower back roll you can feel. Okay, then from there we're going to come up to a seated position. Just find a comfortable position. We'll work on the arms, so take the arms across the body. here or down here, just avoid the elbow joint. Feel the stretch across the back. And change arms. And then we're going to take the hands away from us, out in front, drop the head between the shoulders. And really pull the hands away from you. You should feel the stretch across the top of the back, into the arms. And then our final stretch, you're going to take the hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Your shoulders should be dropped, your head should be nice and relaxed. You squeeze the shoulder blades together. It's a great stretch to finish on, particularly if you do a lot of driving or you are at a computer desk a lot of the time. Really opens up these chest muscles across the front, rebalances your body. And give everything a shake out. Well done for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously put any comments on the Facebook post and any ideas and suggestions for sessions, but I'll see you all again next Friday. So see you soon. Take care.